Today I wanted to give you my first impressions on Kenyan sand boas. So this is a female Kenyan sand boa, and I've only had her for a number of weeks. And a good few of you have been asking for me to do care videos on them, but I'm not confident that I know enough about them to actually do any care videos. So instead, I just wanted to tell you basically what I think of them so far, because they're such a weird and unique snake. So firstly, we can talk about the sand boa size. This is a little baby female, and they get to about 3 feet, so they stay really small, and apparently I can keep her in a 10-gallon her whole life. That sounded a bit small to me, so I can't upgrade her to a 20 if I feel it's needed, but apparently she can do just fine in a 10. She's probably like 8 inches right now. I'm not sure, but she's really tiny and just such a weird looking, basically just shape, just really different from other snakes if you looked at snakes enough. For example, their head really doesn't look very different from their tail. It's easy to mix the two up. When you see them next to each other, really the only difference is one has eyes and a tongue that sticks out every so often. And just their scales, even from the head, it's super smooth up here, and then as you go down the tail, it becomes really rough. I'm guessing that smoothness is to help it bury, because they are burying animals. They'll just dig and wait for food. And one of the interesting things is they do ambush their prey. So quite a few snakes do this, but I've actually filmed her a few times eating, and I occasionally post just little feeding videos to Instagram and stuff. And the way she eats, it's like super intimidating almost, because even though she's so tiny, she just waits completely still. She basically looks dead, and then as soon as that mouse gets anywhere near her, she moves so fast you can't even see her move. The next thing you know, there is a little mouse in her mouth. So yeah, compared to other snakes like say Sunny or Goby right behind me, if they see the mouse, they don't necessarily go out and hunt for it, but when they do see that mouse, they'll go and approach it and basically figure out what it is and then try to eat it sometimes. But she just refuses to move. She just waits until the perfect moment to where it moves like right over her until she can bite it. The next thing that I really like about it is I really enjoy different morphs and stuff. Like I feel like most, let's see, yeah, 3 of my animals are morphs that you can't find out in the wild, and they were basically captive bred to look like that. And the crazy thing is she has these bold orange colors and this really cool pattern, but this is one of the natural varieties that you're gonna find out in the wild. So I thought it was really cool that she wasn't some crazy morph. She is just one of the normal species that you can go out and catch, and they'll look like this. Next, we can talk about the head some more. It's really funny because their eyes, since they do tend to bury and they just wait for their food, their eyes are higher up on their head, and their pupils can just like look straight up at you so that they can really see up around when they're right down on the dirt. I'm guessing that's what they're for, but it just looks so funny. And they've got this little, the eyes are more slits from top to bottom, like most, or I guess all pythons, boas, and then many venomous snakes. So another part of their name is the boa part, and it is interesting that they are classified as boas. I'm sure there's like a very obvious scientific explanation for it, but I really can't compare it to other boas. It's just so different from them. 1, simply because of the size, and then 2, simply because of just how the body's built and how it's shaped. It's just so different. I almost feel like it needs its own little category away from like colubrids and pythons and boas. So more about my personal one that I have right here. She's been super chill, super docile from the start. I got her at an expo, which you've probably heard some of this about in the reptile room that I talked about her. But she's actually from basically a rescue facility. I'm not exactly sure where they rescued her from, seeing as she's so young. It's interesting, like I would expect them to have an adult that would need rescuing. So yeah, again, I'm not going to do care stuff quite yet, but I would say if you are looking for a really simple snake and you've been looking at sand boas, I definitely think you're going to enjoy it. And it's really super simple because they need such a small enclosure, and pretty much all snakes are like really easy. Well, no, I should take that back. A lot of snakes need very specific temperatures and humidities, but other than that, the actual amount of time you need to invest in them is really very slim. She does need a pretty hot spot, but that's easy to achieve with a heat pad. Because she is nocturnal, she doesn't actually need an actual like basking spot or anything. I do, of course, have some light on her 12 hours a day, so she knows when it's daytime and when it's nighttime. But other than that, she's super simple. She's been doing really well. I've been feeding her pinkies, which are actually a tiny bit too small, and I think I might have fed off the last one, so I need to get her some bigger mice now. But yeah, this is a pretty quick video. I just wanted to talk about what I've been thinking about the sand boas so far, and really just how cool they are. I think these guys should be a lot more popular in the pet trade because they do have just such amazing colors and patterns, and how easy they really are. Of course, you don't see it that often unless you take it out, since they do stay burrowed, but yeah, just taking it out and hanging out with it is all you have to do to really admire the colors and stuff. But that's it on my first impressions on Kenyan sand boas. If you have some questions, I can try and help you out with them, but I'll be learning along with you because this is my first sand boa. So that's it for this video. I'm Alex, and thanks for watching.